I come here on this long flight to pound here for the next 45 minutes, attention. Attention will get you everything you want. You wanna sell a course? Attention. You wanna sell a t-shirt? Attention. You wanna be the mayor of this town? Attention. You wanna raise some money for your nonprofit because you're passionate about it? Attention. You wanna be an actor? Attention. Attention. It is the only asset that everyone in here must chase to produce what they want. Being unemotional about where the attention is very important. Too many of you have demonized platforms out of your subjective opinion, a bad experience. And we must get over that hump. Once you get over the hump, once you sit in this room and understand that everything you want to happen is about building brand and sales in social networks, then you start having to get good at it, right? It's like health and fitness. I can tell you the way to get healthier is to eat better and go to the gym. And once you understand that there's no magic pill, then you can do it. The problem is there's a good way to work out and there's a bad way. There's a good way to eat clean and healthy and there's an okay way where you get tricked if it's really healthy or not. The thing I spend all my time on today in my career, even though I've been in this for a long time, on the flight here with Dustin, with Raghav, all I was talking about was the strategies on the creative that we're posting in social. Is the thumbnail good? How many people here are familiar with Mr. Beast, the YouTuber? Raise your hands. Mr. Beast reportedly spends $150,000 per thumbnail on his YouTube videos. Let me say that nice and slow one more time for everybody. Mr. Beast spends $150,000 in testing and production for every thumbnail of the videos he puts up on YouTube. Now, obviously he makes an incredible amount of money from his YouTube videos, but understand that it's not about how much. I need everybody here to understand the commitment. Most people here, when they post on social media, post because they're following a trend that they think will do well or some shit they wanna say, but they give no thought. And this is the most important line maybe of the entire talk, so I want everyone to pay attention. They give no thought to the science of the art. No thought of the math around the art to build brand. I know there's a lot of people here who do conversion and lower funnel and affiliate and Google AdWords. I love that world. I lived in it in the late 90s, early 2000s. I just want that audience, which is a big part of this percentage, to hear why I'm focusing so heavily on social. It's because of attention. One more time, how many people here are very aggressively doing Google AdWords? And before you raise your hand, Google AdWords is a big part of your revenue for your business. Please raise your hand, raise it. So appreciate it, for the 100 people that just raised their hand, their reliance on Google AdWords is something they have to think about every day, because I don't think I have to tell anyone here what's happening. More and more people are using AI and ChatGPT to do search than Google. If the attention goes away from Google to search, well, you're not gonna be able to convert as easily. If you're getting your business from referrals and affiliates, let me promise you, they're getting their traffic from Google. If AI wins the next 3 to 5 years and most of us are going to ChatGPT or something like it instead of Google, it's just what Google did to the yellow pages and all the directories of before. All the money used to be made by people that would open the yellow pages or the directories and they would call a business. That went to Google, that went out of business. Google is not the end state. Google is not the last way it's going to be. We are all sitting here today and all very aware. How many people here have played with an AI bot, have used or tried ChatGPT? Raise your hand. Actually, stand up if you've used an AI bot, stand up. I want everybody to visualize this, it's very important. If you've used ChatGPT or something like it to search something or get information, please stand up and don't be lazy. This is very important to everybody. I don't care how tired you are, get the fuck up if you've used ChatGPT. I love you back. Now, listen, before you sit down, because some of you are lazy, look around. Look around. Look around. This is just starting. This is just starting. You can sit. Thank you for doing that for me, because here's what's important. Do you know what I am scared about every day when I love people in business? That they become too high on their own supply, meaning they become complacent to what's working today without realizing that the thing that's making their living and their business is in danger. Even if you lose 30% of the attention on search to ChatGPT or something like it, that is gonna raise your cost of clicks and acquisition dramatically enough to maybe not make it viable to what you sell. It doesn't have to go to zero for it to be a problem for you. As a matter of fact, as people start changing their behavior and 20 or 30% less go to Google to look, as that number goes down, the people you're competing with to be the first result in a Google ad are gonna start paying more because they're gonna start getting nervous, and it's gonna drive your cost up to compete. This is very important. I see a lot of smart people shaking their heads right now. Listen to me, my friends. 6 years, how many people here have been following my content for more than 5 years? Raise your hand. For the people that just raised their hand, you all remember 5 years ago when I was yelling TikTok, 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 and all of you thought it was little girls dancing. I thought it's where the world's attention was about to go. Many of you who just raised your hands did not take advantage of going hard on TikTok when I told you. And you left money on the table. It doesn't mean that your business isn't good. It doesn't mean that things aren't fine. It just means that you could have been twice as big. You know, when people are like, Gary, you keep talking about doing this and that, but my business is doing 6 million. I'm like, what's wrong with 12 million? And more importantly, when you're complacent and you become lazy and you become one-dimensional on 1 or 2 things that work, almost always 6 million becomes 3, not 12. I've been following attention on the internet for 20 years religiously. We are in a moment right now where there's more change coming in the next 24 months than I've seen in a long time. Since really 2005, 6, 7, when MySpace and Facebook and Twitter, and I was like, okay, this is different. This is not blogging. This is different. This is not Dig and Reddit. This is different. And obviously social networks took us to a totally different place. We sit here today with AI looming. You just saw how many people stood up. We sit here today with the platforms becoming more complicated and the content requiring you to be better at it. How many people here feel like they're fairly active and are serious about doing business on Instagram? Raise your hands, I just wanna see. Raise your hands high. For all the people that just raised their hands, do we not all agree, and you can just head nod, do we not all agree that over the last 12 months, 6 months, that the organic reach on Instagram has down quite a bit? Right? I see it, right? It's gone down because all that is happening is supply and demand. Very simple concept in business, supply and demand. Yesterday, more content was produced on Instagram than any other day in the history of life. However, in the last 4 years, an enormous amount of the attention has gone to TikTok. So if more content was made yesterday than ever before, but in the last 3 to 4 years, an extraordinary amount of attention hours has gone to TikTok and YouTube Shorts and other places, what do you think is gonna happen with your organic reach? More ads have been spent on Instagram yesterday than ever before. What do you think is gonna happen to your organic reach? This is all supply and demand of attention. But like I started this talk, this is also time for all of you to become accountable. Today's champion is tomorrow's loser. There are a lot of people sitting here feeling good about themselves based on 2015 marketing behavior. And they don't realize that the shift is coming. And the 2 or 3 things that they do well are starting to change right in front of their eyes. And instead of being accountable and putting in more work to learn, they're putting their head in the sand and saying, fuck AI, I don't care about TikTok, I don't need this, I've got this figured out. Good news, for me, I respect that. You have to live your life. If you decide to lose 20 to 50% of your business's revenue or your growth, that's on you. You're not my brother, you're not my mother. I actually don't give a shit if you listen to any of my advice. On the flip side, the last 20 years of my career has been very, very, very enjoyable. I know that in 2 years, I will be on a flight to Dubai. I'll catch up on all my work, and 5 of you in this audience will email me and say, I was at your talk in August of 23 in Brazil, and I was strictly doing affiliate, lower funnel, and you convinced me to get serious about building brand and social and focusing on what's going on in AI, and I just wanna thank you, because you were right. I was slowly declining a little bit, or I was flat in 22 and 23, and since there, my business has doubled. That is an email that I am lucky enough to get almost daily over the last 10 years. That is my intent to be here, and that is what I wish on all of you.